Hi, my name is Elizabeth Estrada, and this is a presentation on a book review by Susan Scott. The book is called Fierce Conversation: Achieving Success at Work and in Life, One Conversation at a Time. Susan Scott worked for an organization, and she would identify it as working at a think tank for CEOs. One thing that she realized prior to writing this book is that sometimes there are conversations that need to be made by individuals in a leadership role, and sometimes also in your personal life. The purpose of the book is really to help people through life and also in either a leadership role or a meaningful conversation, something that gets results. So she identifies as conversation equaling a relationship. So every conversation that you have with any individual, you're establishing a type of relationship. Whichever way that conversation goes is going to be the outcome of that relationship. So the audience really is for everyone. Everybody can benefit from this book. Whether you're in a relationship, at work, at home, or in life, you can go ahead and you can benefit from this book because it specifically deals with communication. And in life, we all have to communicate with everyone. Some of the strengths of the book is that she goes through different areas. So she goes through work, and then she goes through her personal life as far as communicating in a relationship meaning like a marriage, and how effective the communication needs to be. So one of the things that she brings up in her book is what she considers to be called stump speech. So what is stump speech? She identifies it as you asking yourself 4 questions. The first question is, where am I going? The next question would be, why am I going? The third question would be, who is going with me? And the fourth question would be, how will I get there? These 4 key questions helps a person to focus on the relationship and the meaning of the relationship and what direction that the person that is involved in the conversation, the direction that they want to go ahead and move toward. Okay. So once you've identified and you've been able to answer those 4 questions, then she encourages that now you're ready for a fierce conversation. A lot of times people think as fierce as being confrontational, as being, that they're going in for a fight. So what she really states is that a fierce conversation is just a conversation to get your point across and to also have a conversation that is meaningful and successful to both parties. In her book, she describes some elements that ring true. In her book, she identifies old leadership versus new leadership. In old leadership, which I agree, are some of the leaders have siloed themselves, which means that they have put themselves in a box and really are self-absorbed in some aspects, and they're limited to what they're open to do and what kind of guidance they're willing to take. As far as the new leadership, obviously with technology and everything else that's coming along, they are more sharing. So leadership is a more sharing. They're willing to train. They're moving in a different direction than what was previously done in the past. So as far as reading this book, I learned a lot. I learned that as a leader, I am going to have some fierce conversations, and how I want those conversations and the outcomes to be is going to depend on me. So I am definitely going to go ahead and take the advice that Miss Scott has recommended and ask myself the stump questions prior to going into that fierce conversation and hoping for a better outcome than if I was just to go in there based on my emotion.